Hello guys, this is Dr. Mommy coming to you again with another video. As you can see, I'm sitting in my cozy chair. So you know what that means. It is time for us to have some cozy chair conversation. And this is going to be video number 2 of a series of 3 videos. Remember, in the first video, what we are explaining here is side hustle possibilities and extra income activities. And as for me, I currently have 3 side hustles or extra ways that I receive income. The first one I've already talked about in the series. One was adjunct professor position or an adjunct online professor. In this video, I am going to be talking about the arts and craft or the design apparel business. My business name is Uniquely Inspired Designs. And also the third video that I will be doing is the rental or landlord business. So these are 3 different sources of extra income that I have coming in outside of my main source of income. Okay, you're going to see me look down a little because, as you know, I love to have my notes so that I can make sure that I cover everything that I want to cover in this series. Okay, let's see. I've always been a person who loved to do arts and craft. I've always been very creative with designs. I know how to put colors together well. My mom, I got that background from my mom. She was a seamstress for many years. She did all my bridesmaids dresses. She sewed for everybody in the community. She's, just does crocheting or did crocheting and latch hooking, and I know how to do all of those things. So basically, that is the reason why I decided to start this business, because I have a niche for arts and craft and designs and creating designs on the computer and working with graphics and changing those into vector images and designing in different kind of design spaces, be it Microsoft Office or what else do we use, Photoshop, and Adobe Photoshop, and basically those are the platforms that I do use, but there are many others out there that you can use. So what I want to talk about is, remember in the first video we talked about the adjunct professor position, where there is little to no overhead as it relates to that. Now, when we start to talk here about this design and apparel business, also known as Uniquely Inspired Designs, which is my business name, I'm going to link below all the different ways that you can connect with me on Instagram, on Facebook. I'm going to leave my email address below, But uniquely inspired designs, basically what I do is, the bulk of the business is designing using vinyls, different types of vinyls on apparel like pants, t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, all those types of medium. And that's pretty much what the bulk of the business is. But I also do designs on things like water bottles, or whatever, those, the stadium chairs. I create banners. I also do a little wedding invitation, birthday party invitations, those type of things as well. But like I said, the bulk of the business is apparel business. I also am able to crochet, so therefore I can create blankets and those type of things. I'm not into the crocheting of garments yet, but If you need a baby blanket or you need a blanket that's as big as your king size bed, I can do things like that as well with any type of yarn. But it is the crochet stitch that I do. Now, as it relates to Uniquely Inspired Designs, I put this business overhead in the median or moderate overhead category because there were some expenses that I did incur to start this business. Basically, I had to first buy a heat press. I need the heat press in order to press the different vinyls onto the garments. So basically, I did go on and purchase me a fairly durable commercial size heat press. That heat press was somewhere between $700 and $900. So that was an expense at the beginning of the business. This business has been operating for a little bit over 2 years. I started it up in 2017. I've also had to purchase the Cricut machine, Cricut, Cricut machine. I purchased it for a little bit around $300. Okay, so to roughly get this business started, it was a little bit over $1,000, which I don't think is a lot of money for this kind of business because I pretty much had this money made back in 6 months. I could have had it made back quicker, but I wasn't as intense as I needed to be, as it related to going out and advertising and getting orders. So basically, within a 6 month period, I had the $1,000 back, and then I was able to start to see profit as I continue to get orders going forward. Now, speaking of orders, the majority of the orders I do get are apparel orders, and therefore, the reason why I said that it is little to no overhead is because I make sure that I factor in the cost of the materials, which is mainly the vinyls, the t-shirts, the hoodies, the pants, the jogging pant, whatever it is that I'm applying the vinyl to. I make sure that that amount is included in the customer's purchase price. So with that being said, I am able to purchase the the materials that I need to create the product, as well as I factor in for an amount for my labor so that I can make a profit. So that's pretty much, excuse me, that's pretty much why I say that this business is little to no overhead. So going forward, as I continue to get orders, I'm doing the same thing over and over. I'm making sure that I'm factoring in for materials, and I'm factoring in for the garment themselves. So order after order after order, I'm able to see profit after profit after profit. Now, basically, with all of that being said, I have a business account set up for Uniquely Inspired Designs, and any monies, operational funds, I normally get out of that account, and any profits that are made or when a customer pay me, it go into that account. That is a separate account. It is not an account that is linked to my checking account or my other savings accounts or any of that. It's a separate account, its own separate entity. Now, what I am going to do now that it's been up and running, and I see how, I purchase the materials and how much money I can make and I do make in the business, I think I'm going to start pretty much just leaving like $1,000 in the business aspect or business sector of the checking account and moving the rest of the monies over to a savings account. Now, I'm still going to have it labeled Uniquely Inspired Designs, but it's going to be Uniquely Inspired Designs Savings Account. Why am I doing that? I'm doing that because I have noticed that over the course of these 2 years, I don't need $1,000 operating fund, but I, like you all know and you've heard in my other videos, the word cushion. I love to keep a cushion. So basically, I've noticed that $1,000 is well more than enough that I need to leave into that account in order for this business to stay operational. So if I move the rest of the money over to a savings account, which I have not done yet, I'm actually kind of talking through this while we're doing this video for the first time. I move the rest of the money over to a savings account. um, I will move it to a savings account where it can draw a small amount of interest. I will probably move it to the savings account, the online savings account bank ally that I have my other accounts, savings accounts with. And currently, Ally is offering a 2.20% interest rate. So that's not a whole lot of money, but that will be something instead of just having all that money sitting in that business account, not doing anything, not making any money for me, not working for me. So actually, I think on tomorrow, I am going to move all of the monies out of that account into that savings account, give it that uniquely desire I'm sorry, uniquely inspired designs business name, so that way I can distinguish it from the other accounts that I have there, and go from there. Starting to to let that money grow a few pennies and nickels and dimes and dollars for me over there. But yeah, that's pretty much how Uniquely Inspired Designs is currently ran. That's how I got the business started. um like I said, I have to run this business as a side business, earning extra income in my spare time, because like I've told you in other videos, my corporate job does take up the bulk of the time that I have in my day. Outside of the rest of the time is given to my children, of course. So I have to kind of now, like during the summer months, when I am not having to do so much with the children, I could pretty much ramp up this business and start to try and get more orders in during the summer, so that I can work, make more money in Uniquely Inspired Designs. Now, I'm a vendor with our school system, actually, so I do have a couple of the elementary schools that I do work for, a couple of the high schools that I do work for, also other high schools in other counties I'm doing work for. So that's a plus, that I am a vendor with the school system currently. And so, I am not a vendor with all the schools, but I am a vendor with the school system. So what I can do is I can go and start taking flyers to some of the schools that I'm not doing work for currently, to add them as part of my clientele, and it won't be hard for, actually it won't be any work at all for me to get started with them. The only thing the school would have to do is to go into the school district website to make sure that all my credentials are current, and that Uniquely Inspired Design is registered with the school system, and they can start doing business with me like that. So that is one thing that I am going to start doing. I'm going to start advertising more so that I can get this business up and running. I would love, I am in, the thousands of dollar profit range, but I would love to get it into the tens of thousands of dollars profit range. So basically, that is what I normally do with this business. I've also told you what I actually do with the income, which is the main part of this, or the main reason why I'm doing this, because it is considered a side hustle and it provides extra income. So once again, Uniquely Inspired Designs, the monies that I make as profit from this business, I do not really need to run my household. So once again, this is another side hustle that I can consider as a form of a savings for me and the children's future. And see, that's another way that you can look at your side hustles. you can use them as savings, because you know, just like me, my corporate business, my corporate or full-time job, the majority of that money is set aside for debt, household expenses, and children activities, that kind of thing. So that account, or that job is pretty much, job's income is pretty much stretched to the limit with day-to-day things. So there's not a whole lot of monies left over, you know, outside of me putting money in a pension or in my 401k. I do that. But just for me to like save as some, you know, some cash into an immediate savings account, there's not a whole lot of money left. So I use these side hustles as my way of increasing my savings account, you know, outside of retirement accounts. So basically, that is how uniquely design. I don't know why I keep messing up my own business name, but Uniquely Inspired Designs is ran, and how the funds are allocated. So, YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I would also like for you to leave a comment below and let me know if you have any, you know, side gigs or extra incomes coming in. And I would also love if you all would patronize my business. Like I said earlier, I am going to leave all my contact information below in the description. I would like for you to please like this video and please subscribe to my channel. This is Dr. Mommy, and I am signing off. Remember, we dream big around here, but start small. So until next time, YouTube, peace.